we've hit that conflict many times through our marriage. And what it's done for me is I've had to not be so sensitive to the way you approach me. If it's true, take it. I know you love me. But at the same time, you've been good about saying, well, this does not work if I'm trying to be honest with Mary and I'm upset and I'm angry or I'm frustrated, but we lose 2 days later because she didn't hear what I said because all she focused on was the tone.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Family Business with the Alessis. I'm Steve Alessi and today I'm sitting with Mary Alessi.
I am here.
And we got a great subject we're going to tackle. But first I want to say thank you for promoting and sharing The Family Business with other people. We are seeing over 1 million views on YouTube, which is a very nice thing. We are in our 8th season right now.
That's incredible.
200 plus episodes, having a great time. So thanks for helping us share the love and getting the word out there, and make sure you like us, make sure you're subscribing to us, and you are sharing our podcast with others. So today, Mary, we're going to hit a subject matter that started in a message that I was able to share on a Sunday morning.
That's right. And now we're getting everybody asking us, get in the podcast booth and unpack it some more.
That's right. That's right.
So that's what we're going to do.
You know what we did, more or less, with all the stuff going on, world events, it's always hard from a speaking standpoint. Do we hit the world events all the time, or do we hit home events that happen every day? You know, not just the new news cycle that's going to swing or stir it up on social media, or we're going to hit something that everybody deals with on a daily basis that is really making a difference of health in their home. And that's what that message was about. It was not something that was let's address it from a national, international standpoint, what's happening in the world.
Right.
But how can we help our people that are in their home, the families? And pretty much what affects a family is what's going to rock a person's world.
That's right.
Every so often, the things that happen on a grand scale, national level, that's going to rock your world to a certain degree.
Until something else happens.
Right?
Right.
But what's going on in the home every week, every day, that's really what's affecting a person's well-being.
That's right.
So that's where this message came from. So it started just being stirred up about defensiveness. And why is it that on occasion, even when you and I communicate with each other, it's so easy to become defensive.
Right.
When it comes to hearing, that it's possible I can even look at you, the woman that I love, 38 years of marriage, and think you're actually saying something to hurt me.
Right.
When, come on, you had 38 years to prove that, you're not out to hurt me.
That's right.
So why would I hear something that would tell me she's out to hurt me?
Yeah.
It's defensiveness. I'm going to defend myself. Now in sports, defenses are needed. A strong defense is needed to keep the opponent from winning.
Right.
Why would I need that in this relationship?
And in war, you need to have a strong defense.
Yeah.
And that's where we've got to take off the battle filter when it comes to the relationships that we're in, and not everything's a fight, and bring our defenses down.
Yeah.
And that's what your message was about, that I think stirred up so many people, because it made us all think, the listener, where am I defensive? Am I defensive listening to this message? Am I in protection mode? Well, that's not me. See, that's her, or that's my husband. And it made us all think really, really hard. While we were listening, we're also processing our own personal experience with being defensive, or being married to somebody, or in a relationship with somebody that's defensive. It's like you always have your dukes up. And I think a good indicator to know if you are a person that's more defensive, but you don't know it, can people tell you the truth? Or do you stop them the minute they try to say, hey, can I be honest? Do you immediately, clench your fists because you don't like it? Or How do you know you're in a relationship with somebody that hears defensively? Are you always very measured by bringing truth to them?
Walking on eggshells.
And you hold back because you don't want to fight.
Yeah.
So that's the indicators that a defensive posture has been taken either on one side of the party or the other. And I think we can only control ourselves. I don't think the person that is trying to get truth across to somebody who's in a defensive posture really can win.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to take responsibility and understand that that defensive posture is what kills relationships and it hurts us.
Yeah.
And you went line by line in that and gave some very good practicals as to how to identify that in yourself and ask those questions. Am I a person that's just always defensive?
Mm-hmm.
Teenagers, 16-year-olds are always defensive.
I expect it from a teenager.
We expect that from them. Not me. Don't come at me like that. Don't talk to me like that. But as we get older, that does not work in healthy relationships.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a buddy, okay, and this is probably all men that may listen to this or wives think that must have been my husband. Well, this was a buddy that I've known for many, many years. He came to my office this week, and he said to me, "I cannot believe you preached that message on Sunday." I'm like, "Why is he doing that?" I'm like, "Wait."
He said that to
Most
you?
of the
Why are you
couples,
doing that?
most of the couples I know, it's the woman that's more defensive.
Huh.
Yeah, but I said, "You were defensive? You're defensive like that?" And he was honest. He said, "You know what? I am. I have a tendency to be defensive when it comes to just conversation in general. The whole thing of the devil's advocate. I'm going to kind of whatever defend my position or whatever. Come at it." And he says, "I'm not sure if it was if I'm defensive or if I just like debate." But he says, "I'm listening to you," and I'm like, "Why in the world is he preaching this message?"
See, he was processing.
And I would never see him as defensive like that.
So I think we
So
all
it's not
have.
just a woman's thing.
Thank you. Let's clarify that for our listeners. It's not all women,
Oh,
honey.
yeah.
You have your areas where you're
Heck
defensive,
yeah.
and I have my areas where I'm defensive.
Hey, I started
Because sometimes it's not just everything; it's just certain subjects.
Well, I started the whole message saying, "Listen, this message is not a you problem."
Yeah.
So when you're listening, it's not a you problem; it's a we problem.
Yeah.
Because we all have tendency. And then I said, and it's a me problem too.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency to hear through defensive lens. Part of mine is because I want to be right.
Sure.
And as just, I think I am right most of the time. Age helps you with that. As the older you get, you don't care if you're right. You don't have to be right.
Right.
You
get tired of
just, I'm not going
that
to
whole
argue with
thing.
you anymore.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. You know, I know what I want. I know what I believe. And I'm pretty set in that. But I know I can be defensive on occasion. I remember a lady and her husband coming to church one time, and they wanted to leave. And instead of just being a shepherd with an open heart to say, "You know what? God bless you. If it's been great having you. If this is what you're really feeling like you need to do, go ahead and do so." But man, I got so defensive.
Yeah.
Like, what did I do? How come I couldn't make you happy? How come this church
Yeah.
didn't meet your needs? And we're not good enough. It came from that, and I like went at them.
And you were not
regretted that.
always like that. I was there that day, and I remember being so shocked because that was not your norm to be that way. Not that you didn't feel that way about them, but you rarely let that show. And that one was somehow just hit too close to home. And I say that because sometimes a person that isn't always defensive can go through times where you're feeling insecure about something, and it makes you more defensive. So there's so many different degrees of this. And we were talking about it from all the different facets, okay? Working with people.
Mhm.
So you're working on a team. You have an employee that you work with, right? And you can't say anything to them because they're so stinking defensive. We were watching a show the other day, and it was a documentary, and there were two police officers that were interrogating this woman. And of course, we analyze people for a living, and we've been doing this for almost 40 years. So as I'm watching the interrogation, the show was not about the police officers or the detectives, but I'm listening to the way they're both approaching the person that they have in custody. And as I'm watching these two police officers or detectives, one is very we focused, which we teach. We don't say I, we say we in our team culture. And the other one, it was like he wasn't reading the room. And when he would speak up, he would say, "Did you hear what I said? Did you understand what I was saying to you?" To the person they had in custody. Whereas the other police officer was very we. And as I'm watching that, it's funny how your brain works. I'm watching that. I thought, I wonder if they had a huddle after that moment, and if that one detective could call out the detective that was saying I all the time, would he be able to correct that detective? Well, we know in the police force there's a lot of ego.
Oh my goodness.
So you probably can't hold your partner accountable for those things because you're going to be met with aggression, somebody who doesn't want to hear it. And I just wonder, in the corporate America, in those secular fields, how often people go up against other people they work with that are so stinking defensive. So it could be something maybe you don't have at home, but maybe you have on the job. And it makes it very difficult. But the most important thing is that you identify that in yourself.
Yeah. So let's kind of respond to some comments that people have made. One had to do, and it was really sweet. She is, her husband works on staff with us, and she was like on social media saying, all right, she understands the whole concept that you can't be defensive, especially when it was talking, the message was talking about that you should let people share. You should
Right.
let people say things and not always be willing to quick to take it so personal. And if they're saying things that even are coming across kind of harsh, just be understanding. Try to give them some grace. And so this individual was saying, okay, that's good, but you're saying it's not how they say it, it's what they're saying. Focus in on the content, the intention. What are they saying, not the tone? And she says, but what about that person who just does not care how they're saying it?
Yes.
And they're just
Yes.
going to say it to you.
Right.
And you're saying we shouldn't respond to that?
Right.
So speak to that for a minute.
Well, that's been an issue that we've had. Is I was very much you get a lot more honey. I just lost that whole saying. You attract honey to
Mhm.
bees, whatever. Anyway, when you say things sweetly,
Mm.
the hearer can actually hear you.
Mhm.
But when you say things aggressively and angrily, the hearer can't hear you because all they see is your tone. Hear is your tone and see is your posture. So that's always been a sticking point between you and me because I am way extremely laid back about things and you are just upfront about stuff. So we've hit that conflict many times through our marriage. And what it's done for me is I've had to not be so sensitive to the way you approach me. If it's true, take it. I know you love me. But at the same time, you've been good about saying, well, this does not work if I'm trying to be honest with Mary and I'm upset and I'm angry or I'm frustrated, but we lose 2 days later because she didn't hear what I said because all she focused on was the tone, right? So we've had to work that out and flesh that out. And I've had to get better about it. And you've had to get better about it. We found a happy medium. But I've also had to understand that sometimes you can't always be mindful when you're frustrated about something to say it exactly like I need to hear it. That's manipulation on
Mm.
my part.
Wow.
Um, and and at the same time, you can take a deep breath and come in with, I know how Mary responds to things. And I like that. I like it that when she hears me versus us getting stuck over these hurdles that we can't jump because I came in too hot or I was critical or that's what she heard. May not have been my heart, but that's what she heard. So you've been a lot more um, masterful and careful about coming in with the artful approach of, I'm going to say it the way Mary will respond and not feel criticized. But I also know that we've dealt with this before and Mary's a lot tougher. So now I'll go, just say it. I don't respond like I used to. I've dealt with that immaturity in me and control that if you don't say it the way I want you to, I'm not going to listen to it.
Mm.
So that's where we all have to be very mindful about how we hear things. Now, if we're talking about somebody that just comes in mean and ugly and disrespectful and is screaming and I can't believe you don't take out the garbage. You're such a loser. I've talked to you about this before. Well, who's going to receive that?
Yeah.
That's abuse.
Yeah.
That's verbal abuse. So I think we have to define what we're talking about in those conditions.
Yeah. If you've got an in-law or something that is coming at you,
or parent
coming at you all the time, and they're not being careful and sensitive to, all right, the information that's being delivered here. I don't want to make you feel bad about those things. It's very hard to then not be defensive or at least put up some boundaries, because the focus of that message and even in this conversation is the relationship has to be more important to you as a person than being right as a person.
Right.
And that means it's okay that you don't line up with my way of doing life all the time.
Sure.
I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure that we're in a healthy relationship.
Right.
I love you too much to then want you to be a little robot and
That's
always
right.
have to do things perfect. You have your way of doing things. I have my way. All right. But when a person's just not willing to respect you,
Yeah.
now that's a different part of this conversation, because you don't want to be a battering ram. You don't want to be somebody that's getting beat up on all the time because the in-law just wants to say it and doesn't care how you feel about it.
Right.
That's not somebody interested in keeping a relationship with you.
That's not caring at all.
That's not. And that's not even being defensive to the point of petty.
Right.
I don't have a problem with you protecting yourself if it's a big issue and there's some kind of almost abuse. You better
Right.
protect yourself.
No, it's true.
You better put up boundaries.
Right.
You better not have that person around. You don't want them in your sphere and in your world. And if they come over and they're acting a certain way while they're with you, you almost got to go into a whole different mindset and shift from, all right, I got to make you happy.
Yeah.
Because you're not interested in making me happy.
Right.
If you're coming in, like you say, hot, and you don't care that you're hot, and you're going, just
burn it all down.
Burn it all down
Right.
because you got to say it.
And I don't care how I say it. Right.
You're not interested in a relationship.
That's right.
So maybe I don't let you in my home.
Right.
Maybe I don't give you the invite.
That's right.
Maybe I don't have to hang out.
And I don't hear your truth.
And I don't hear your truth. And I just, during
Right.
our time together, I'm just going to be very, I'm going to be removed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you the investment of my time and my heart if you're not willing, for the sake of relationship, to say things in a respectable way.
Right.
Now, if you're mad, something happens in the moment, there's a blow up, I got it.
Right.
But if it's continuous?
Well, see, one of the problems we have right now is how we define what disrespectful language is. We don't define it the way we used to. This is not our mother's and our father's generation. So we definitely need to dig into that. What is disrespectful? What's respectful to a man is different than what's respectful to a woman and vice versa. So it's important for us to understand what respect is in a marriage. Then what is disrespectful from a parent or an in-law or somebody on the outside of the marriage or the relationship that's the most important to you. And we do live in a very triggered society.
Yeah.
Don't you come at me. Don't you talk to me. It's like everybody's got their dukes up. And if we're going to generalize this whole conversation in the big general sense of things, put your defenses down, period, so you can hear. If somebody's attacking you, still put your defenses down and listen. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Not everything has to be played through the filter of I got to protect myself. Just put your fist down. Refuse to get in a battle position, regardless whether it's a critical word that's being spoke over you,
Right.
where you're even in that position of saying, "Oh, you're not going to talk to me that way. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't care what you say. You're not coming at me that way." Well, that's, I think, where we should try to never get.
Right.
We control that. So I remember for years when we were first married, your father, he's a hot-headed Italian. He was a hot-headed Italian. And when I was around him, you guys had you had a certain relationship. He had it with his brothers. It was very Italian. He was raised this way, where they would get mad, scream at each other, and slam the phone down or whatever was their way. And you were not that way. You were a lot more like your mom. But I can remember a few times when your dad would just lose it over nothing. I mean, the toilet seat was left up at the church or the bucket was left. I mean, it was nothing. And I remember it would take me like 2 days to get over that interaction. And you always had this ability, which I learned from, to go, "Okay, Dad, you're right. We did it. We'll fix it. It won't happen again." To diffuse him. And you never got into it with him over those minor things. But you also, it was like you didn't let it bother you. That was him. That's how we communicated. That's what Dad did. You didn't care. And what's important, they tell you in psychology, is that when there is somebody that's kind of their go-to is to have emotional outbursts, don't be responsive to it and almost be like disinterested in it so that they're not getting any juice from it.
Right.
And I remember thinking many times, how does Steve put up with that? And it didn't happen a lot. It was a handful of times. But I was so young and impressionable. And my mom and dad just got divorced because they couldn't tell each other the truth. But you would give your dad room to be a hothead and know that he was maybe stressed about something else. But you never took it personally. Even when I'd say, "How do you let him do that? My God, he just went off." And you'd go, "That's my dad." And there is freedom in that because you weren't going to change him. He was who he was, but he did that less and less when he didn't get a reaction from you, nor did you punish him for it later.
Right.
So I would go, "Oh, it's a man thing. It's a father-son thing." And then when we were raising Chris, you didn't have that same dynamic with him like you had with your dad.
Right.
You could have easily said 1,000 times, "Dad, don't talk to me like that.
Right.
Dad, don't talk to me that way. I'm not going to listen to what you say until you calm down and you tell me." Well, all that would have done with your father, "Don't you disrespect me." It would have just ramped up.
Oh, yeah.
But you would just be very respectfully go, "I'm sorry, Dad. You're right. You're right." And that, your mom would get more upset because she was so afraid that you would be offended. Do you remember all this?
Well, yeah, but I do remember getting pretty ticked at him, which is why right now, as we go on this journey, I want to
We need some
publicly
chocolate.
thank Maria Diaz
Oh,
for
my.
this wonderful Reese's,
Is it upside down?
2 peanut butter cup
Oh, good.
snacks.
This is how we got through our childhoods.
Yeah, this is a nice little bowl of chocolate treats. She just keeps it full for me.
No, I know. It's
It
a
is
good and
so
bad
sweet,
thing.
and she keeps your M&M
It's so bad.
bowl full.
She keeps it full. I get to the end of it and I'm like, "Oh, thank God, that's it."
And since
It's like she knows, she can sense it.
we were addressing a pretty heavy subject, I figured I would need a little sweet treat.
Really? Sweet
Yeah.
treat.
A sweet treat. There's only
I'm going to
210
have a sweet
calories
treat. Oh,
Yeah.
chocolate.
per package, so I'm gonna. Oh gosh,
It's
still
100 calories
105.
a cup.
Yeah, but
Are you kidding
and
me?
that's why they make it so hard to
A whole,
get it
isn't
open.
a protein shake like a protein
Wow.
shake like 100 calories?
Maria, thank you.
No, it's more.
Yeah,
This is how
I
little-
wondered
I know.
when I saw her around the office yesterday,
Is there any protein in there?
what was she doing?
Yeah, there's peanut butter. I can have it. See, I can have
Oh,
protein.
you want
Protein
one?
is
Here. There's yours.
Praise God from all
This is
whom
really nice. A little
blessings
break
flow.
with Reese's.
Praise him, all Reese's here
Stop.
below.
Oh, man. Very good. Our lukewarm coffee is going to do good.
We're really going to eat this live?
I am. My goodness. Oh, I love it.
You have the ability to disassociate. Did you know that?
It's hard to be defensive.
Very scary.
Hard to be defensive when things are so sweet.
Who hurt
you? Maybe that's what you... Oh, yeah. So...
But going back to that.
I'm having a dilemma.
Go back to that.
No napkins.
Oh, Lord. You're supposed to keep this on like that.
Oh.
You don't take it off. It protects your fingers.
There you go.
I can't believe you don't know that.
Perfect. So,
And we're back.
Yeah, I do remember those early days with my dad. He was very aggressive, which is where my aggression came from, right? I feel like as a person, if you know you made a mistake,
yeah,
you forgot something,
yeah,
overlooked something, didn't do something,
you did it again.
Okay, yeah. I got it.
Yeah,
don't defend it.
Right? No, you're right.
And
you're right.
That's where I felt like along the way, that's who I worked for. My dad was my boss. He wasn't just my dad; he was my boss.
Right.
If I drop the ball, I'm going to go ahead and have to suck it up. Yeah. My bad, Dad. Doesn't matter how you were blowing up. If I didn't drop the ball, you wouldn't be blowing up. If I didn't forget something, you wouldn't be mad.
No, it's true.
See, that's where sometimes from a relational standpoint, that's where don't get defensive with me when I'm showing you something that is truth.
Right.
And that was kind of like where this whole message was coming from.
Right.
I'm not talking about people that just want to talk to you to abuse you or want you to do something because they prefer you doing it a certain way.
Right.
Now, if somebody's like that and they're always blowing up at you and you're having a hard time, they don't respect you, they don't respect themselves, then it's not a being defensive or not being defensive. That's a matter of boundaries. And if they're wrong and are dishonoring and disrespecting you, don't hang out with them. Don't carry on the conversation. Or at least if you have to because it's family, just know I'm not going to engage.
Yeah.
I'm going to be checked out.
That's right.
You're not going to get the best version of me in this family.
Yeah.
But if you're responsible for something,
right,
in the relationship, in the marriage, in the home, on the job, and you drop the ball, don't get upset at the way they're talking to you.
If what they're saying is anywhere in the vicinity of truth,
come on,
receive it. Don't get stuck on tone. Don't get stuck on approach. Now, you can't control what irks someone to the point of saying, I got to tell you the truth. This is really irking me, right? I can't control that something that I did or didn't do or vice versa cause you to say, that's it. I got to talk to her. Well, that's honesty. That's truth. But a lot of people aren't raised with good, healthy conversation, communication. A lot of people aren't. So it's either passive aggressive. They don't address anything. So when we're trying to get people to the land of just having healthy communication, there will be a process of having to die to your defensiveness to listen and hear truth. Because you said it in your message, which was really a good point. You can feel attacked when somebody's bringing truth to you because you hear it as criticism. And if you were raised with a very critical person, a parent that was very critical, or your parent criticized other people in your presence, then all of a sudden you're in the spotlight, you can't handle it. So instead of listening with okay, hold on a minute. I just want to hear truth. I just want to hear what you're saying. I don't really care how you're saying it or how it's coming across. If what you're saying is remotely true about me, I need to hear that. But that has been, quite frankly, I see it in this generation that's upon us right now, something that has not been taught. It's really, I'm going to give you an example. I saw this yesterday on a social media post. They were advertising a necklace. And the necklace, it was all fake, but they tried to make it seem like this was a real moment. And the girl, it was a newlywed couple, and the description said, this was the last conversation, the last fight I had with my husband before I walked out. And she's young, she's like 20 something. She worked at home, and it's like a hidden camera, and she's sitting on the couch, and he comes in, and he's mad because she hasn't cleaned the dishes. And she's saying, why would I clean the dishes? They're your dishes. I've been home, working from home. And he goes, yeah, you've been home. They're having the typical argument husbands and wives have. And it escalated because she's saying, I don't have to wash the dishes. This is 50-50. They're your dishes. I'm working from home. I'm on the clock. You might not be here, but that doesn't mean I have to wash the dishes. So he gets more mad. And all of a sudden she reaches over and grabs her necklace. And when he gets mad off camera, like he's going to get aggressive with her over a normal conversation. And she's like, don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to me that way. She reaches up to push the button on her necklace. And it says, now family and friends have been alerted that she's in danger. I was shocked. I was floored. Like, buy this necklace. A newlywed girl, buy this necklace in case your husband gets aggressive over washing the dishes. Now, I understand if you're in an abusive relationship, that's different. But have we now defined abuse as something different, as argument, as hostility? When things get ramped up, we're under stress. I mean, how much can we handle? Not much, apparently. You're going to buy a necklace that you're going to push to alert your dad that your husband's yelling at you?
Wow.
I mean, who are we?
Right.
And I'm not saying that that's healthy or good, but we work those things out. We get through those things. We don't alert the authorities.
Right.
So that's my concern, is if our threshold for honest conversation, honest, good back and forth, debate, dialogue, we can't handle it.
Right.
So we see everything as defensive, or we just have to get in a posture where we're constantly protecting ourselves because you're going to hurt me and I'm going to get to you before you hurt me. Don't cross this line. I know we have 3 kids together, but I'm warning you. And that's what's undiagnosed, I think, in marriages and in relationships. We really do have to check ourselves. How hypersensitive are we? Because that's what's really, I think, ruining relationships quicker than anything. You're defensive because you're hypersensitive.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a society of people that know how to self-assess.
Oh, there you go.
And it's always somebody else.
That's right.
And that's where there's just an immaturity
Yeah.
on people's part. All of this has to come from a standpoint of, okay, I want this relationship healthy.
Yeah.
And you matter to me. And I'm going to look at myself. I'm not going to look at you. I'm going to look at myself. How am I hearing you? How am I responding? Why do I want to get so sensitive about that issue? Why? And I'm looking at myself. If I can look at myself, then I would be quicker to be able to say, okay, maybe what she's saying is true.
Yeah.
Because you do have a tendency for this. You do have a tendency to say that, or to not follow through with your commitments, or to not wash the dishes, or all those things. That's why you and I would go back and forth, say 10 years, give it 10 years to be married.
Yeah. You weren't saying I don't wash dishes. You were saying in general, you were talking about general.
Not that you're defensive or anything.
No, it's for clarification. Clarity.
I'm saying any couple.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Though I do think, if a dude washes the car, the wife should wash the dishes. If the guy puts gas in the car, the wife should be able to clean the house, take care of things.
Listen, I don't think gender roles matter as much as being fair and responsible and serving one another in the household. Being aware when you see him doing those things that you match that energy.
Yeah.
That's really important, is before we even get to the place of having these arguments where you get defensive, back up and serve one another.
Yeah.
And read one another and be mindful and respectful of one another so that you avoid those pitfalls.
Yeah.
And at the same time, grow up. Don't be so defensive. I remember my mom, I think I shared this in a teaching recently. My mom would say, when we were first married, she came to the house and stayed with us, and we got into an argument. And she goes, "Dear God, somebody wave the white flag." I may have said that in a podcast. Somebody just wave the sign of, and she said it to me, like, wave the flag of surrender. Mary, relax, let it go. And I'll be honest with you, I did not see myself in a position of defending myself. I was just
Are you
arguing.
kidding?
No, I didn't see that at all.
Really?
Absolutely not. I felt criticized. I felt like you were just criticizing me. You were being petty. You were making a mountain out of a molehill. That's how I felt. And you're coming on too strong. Relax. It's not that big of a deal. Well, it's a big deal to me. Well, it shouldn't be. Why is that a big deal? Now you're making a storm. Now we're having a fight. Okay, Mary, I'm just trying to tell you what bothers me. Well, it shouldn't bother you. Why does it bother you? Well, that's a recipe for a big old blow up. But we had to get through that because that's disrespectful when one party is trying to say, I need to be honest. And this is the part that
Because
that
what
I want
about
to
when
be
the
honest
shoe's
with.
on the other foot?
Yeah,
What about when something's important to you?
that's right. And I can't say it.
You can't say it because you just shut down Steve.
That's right.
Well, it shouldn't be important to you. You and I would go back and forth on that. But, I think what helped us there was we did have to say, if it's important to you, Mary, enough for you to be this upset about it and this aggressive about it, or this defensive about it, then it should be important to us. So, how do we figure this one out? I think over the years, that's probably been our saving grace,
Yeah.
is recognizing that, Steve's not that petty.
No.
Mary's not that petty or
Sensitive.
small or
No.
whatever, sensitive. So if this is a big deal that keeps coming up, then
Listen.
evidently it needs to be a big deal. So let's address it.
Well, how many times though? It isn't that it's that big of a deal. It's what you heard or it's what I heard. And it goes back. There's a great book that is very helpful. I should probably read it again. It's called The Art of Listening. And when you listen with an ear to learn rather than an ear to defend, which is what you say all the time, if you listen in an argument with an ear to learn, okay, the person I work with is trying to come to me with something that's supposed to help me, that's to correct me. He's not trying to hurt me. Or my spouse is coming to me because they want to be honest. We're trying to create an atmosphere, a culture of honesty. Okay, listen to hear and to learn, not to respond or to defend. And it is an art. And if you've not had that modeled and your parents didn't do that, you've got to learn how. And it is not easy. That's why in your the sermon, which I encourage everybody to go on YouTube and watch. What did we call it? What did you title it? Do you know? Listening with a defensive ear?
Yeah,
anyway, well, it's on YouTube, on our Metro Life Church page. Go listen to it because I will say in the last few sermons, it stirred up the most interest, which shows you this is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
This is an issue across the board for people dealing with a defensive posture and it causing arguments and it causing stress and conflict in your relationships. And it's so easy to make it just one party. It is a partnership. This is a team sport.
Yeah.
We're in it together. But sometimes loving the person in your life enough to say, I'm going to listen here rather than getting stuck on the approach. And I want to hear what they have to say is just the most miraculous experience you can have in a relationship that brings such a reward with it of trust and authenticity and honesty and vulnerability.
Well, babe, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect.
Oh,
we got
not
issues
yet.
in our life that should be
Right.
brought to our attention if it's causing the partner of ours to be unhappy. I mean, I went to the dermatologist today. I didn't know I had so many issues under the skin that could be potential cancer-causing deals.
Right.
So they get in there, and I told you, like on each arm from all the early sun damage, I had 5 different little patches of area. And I said to the guy, I said, are you seeing them? How are you seeing them? Because I don't see them,
Right.
and I don't feel anything. He says, well, I got this light and this magnifying glass on the light. That helps me.
Yeah.
So he's able to see what is going to be a potential problem? Well, there may be a potential problem in the relationship. Not potential, it's a problem if it comes up. And if your spouse can't tell you about it because you're sensitive and you're hearing through defensive ears, you're not going to get better.
Right.
Why would you want a
Right.
relationship where it's mediocre?
No.
You want to bring your best version to the relationship.
Sure.
And if something you're doing is bothering your spouse, and we're not talking about abusiveness here, we're talking about
No.
communication.
Exactly.
And the spouse does not even feel like they can bring it to your attention.
Yes, right.
That is not a transparent relationship.
No, it's not healthy
There's
at
no
all.
vulnerability in that relationship
No honesty.
at all.
No.
Because being transparent is one thing, as we've said before, being vulnerable is another.
Yeah.
And being transparent says I can be open, but vulnerable means I could also be wrong. When I'm open,
Yeah.
and if I'm wrong, then correct me. And most people don't want to do that. They just want to say, well, I'm sorry I did this, and that's it. But they don't want to have to now hear somebody say, well, I don't want that to happen anymore. I want you to do this. I want the house this way. I want the car this way. I want you to be this way around the kids.
I want to be heard. I want you to listen to me. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do that, then, what does that say about your desire for a happy, healthy marriage?
Right. You got to contribute something.
Most of our conversation with this message had to do with relationships and marriage.
Yeah.
Siblings, brothers, sisters.
Sure.
You got to get down to root issues if you want to have a healthy relationship. And
well,
I don't see a lot of people really wanting that.
There's a lot of
stonewalling.
One-sided. There's a lot of stonewalling. And I will say that we do live in an environment where it's death by affirmation. Everybody wants to be encouraged and affirmed. Nobody wants to be corrected and held accountable. Not by nature. We say, oh, fix me. We pay money to go to these life coaches. But the people that are in our lives are like, I can save you some money. Just listen to me. You don't need to go to a life coach. I got you. I can tell you. So we start there. And we don't need to always be encouraged. We don't need the sandwich approach all the time for the person in our life to come and tell us the truth. I'm going to butter you up, then I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to butter you up on the backside. Well, that just gets exhausting after a while for a person. Be honest with one another. Let the person in your life tell you the truth. Be honest. Receive it. Don't be defensive all the time, and then see what happens.
Yeah. And I get it. Sometimes you can be hurt.
Yeah.
And you're being vulnerable means you're going to be put out there. You're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
But that's what love is.
Right.
Love's a risk. You put it out there. You try. You reach.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's hurt. There's failure. Sometimes there's setbacks, disappointments. I mean, I had another gentleman come to me, and he's a high-level executive. He's a leader of leaders.
Mm.
And he says, man, that was me today. He says, because I don't know why, but I am just so defensive.
Mm.
And you wouldn't expect it from this guy at the level he operates at. But it does answer some questions that people have about him that work with him and know him. And so if you could be at that highest level where you're a leader of leaders, huge income earner, and yet you can be that immature.
Right.
Right? Why?
Yeah.
And whatever it is, recognize why you're that defensive. Just look at yourself. The old song, take a look at me now. You got to look at yourself.
Right.
I always said, judge yourself, and nobody else has to.
Yeah.
But if you don't judge yourself, be ready. People are going to judge you and try to come at you and try to fix you.
Yeah.
But check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you're doing your own inventory of where I'm weak, where I'm missing it, looking around at your life, where's my life a mess?
Sure.
Okay?
Right.
You can only blame other people for so long.
That's right.
You know, over the years, when I was, 20, 30 pounds heavier, can't believe that. I would sit there and get mad at you, for not making the right kind of food. And then I'd go to a restaurant and I'd order all the wrong kind of food.
Yeah.
And when I had an opportunity to eat the right kind of food, that my choice, I wouldn't do it, but I'd blame you for making potatoes and not greens and broccoli
Yeah.
and stuff that I didn't like anyway, right? I would blame you for it, but when it was in my hands,
You'd order French fries.
I'd order the junk food. So who could I blame for the heart attack? It was nobody but me. I'm the one who put all that junk in my body, and DNA. You can't pray away DNA. So that was on me. I should have taken responsibility for it. But you remember me saying to you, Mary, come on.
All the
I
time.
need your help.
Help me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to help him. I'm going to help him.
Yeah.
What? I don't want that.
Golly.
I could never get it right.
Man, I'll eat that double cheeseburger going to McDonald's.
Right.
No doubt about it. Double quarter pounder, supersize it with a Diet Coke.
Yeah,
Really?
that's
No.
another. Yeah.
I had to look in the mirror.
Right.
Couldn't get defensive. When you would say something, oh my gosh, if you brought up anything about my weight, I would have a fit because I was so defensive of it. But I wouldn't do anything to correct it.
Yeah.
And that's an issue with couples. If you're defensive about something, maybe it's key to you having a problem with something.
Sure.
If you're defensive about the way you live in your life, then maybe deep down you should be doing something different.
Right.
And don't get mad. That's the whole thing. Don't kill the messenger.
That's right. Truth's going to set you free.
Just sit back and start working on these things. And also, you know what? If you want to bring truth up to it for a minute, Scripture talks about I die to myself daily.
Right.
I got to crucify me.
That's right.
My desires, my way of doing things,
my position,
my lack of discipline.
That's right.
I have to die to that, my laziness, my unwillingness to
That's right.
attack a certain issue. I have to die to my flesh and say, wait, for the sake of my marriage, I better do it better. For the sake of my purpose and destiny and health and longevity, I got to do something better.
Sure.
I got to take responsibility for it. I would say, instead of listening and focusing on what people are saying that's making you defensive, listen to your own critic.
Yeah.
Your own self-critic. And if there's anything that is worth adhering to, do it.
Yeah.
Die to yourself, and you won't have a problem when other people come at you.
No. I think, too, die to yourself, put your dukes down, as we used to say. Don't put your dukes up. Put your dukes down. Don't fight. Don't get in a fight position. The minute you feel that come up, whether it's on the job with somebody you work with, whether it's a boss who wants to correct you, whether it's a spouse that wants to correct you or tell you something that's going to make you better, hear it from that perspective. I don't like this. I'm going to clench my fist, but I'm going to listen. I'm not going to respond. Start practicing that because it's a skill.
Yeah.
And what will come to you through that is not only the reward of being able to hear truth, but applying truth and being better. And the person that had to share it loves you that much more, respects you that much more. Because I've been in that position where when I've responded right to your correction, when I say something, you brought up something you didn't like, but I said, I'm not going to put my dukes up. I'm not going to be in fight mode. Steve, you're right. My bad. I'll fix that. You're right. I get in agreement with it quickly. I can see myself and I see that I blew it, or vice versa. It always brings such a, I don't even want to say joy, but it like the relationship goes to another level of respect. It's what respect brings, that I respected you or you respected me enough to listen, and then I will adjust. I hear you. I will not just take it in and then see how that lands and see if I agree with you. No, I receive that. If you see that about me, you love me, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to apply that. Thank you for sharing with me. And then move forward with that truth. It just takes the relationship to a level that a lot of relationships don't even get to.
A soft answer turns away wrath. It would be, it's amazing when you see that in operation.
Absolutely. It's a gift.
Sometimes I hated it when you would immediately go to the soft answer. I'm like, wait, oh gosh, I still got this anger. I've been sitting on this for 2 weeks now and I want to say it. And you immediately took that posture of, I'm not going to get defensive. Okay, you're right. It's like, oh, man.
But
And
you
if,
know what we've gotten to? Once in a while, I go, you still want to say it? You want to say it, don't
yeah.
you? Go ahead. You can't stand it. You want to say it? Go ahead, say it. Get it out. Get it out. You'll feel better. And I can only do that because I don't take myself so seriously.
Yeah. Oh boy. When we're both in that mode right there,
Oh,
life is so much
oh
sweeter.
my gosh. It's the best.
Sometimes you got so much stress on you as a couple. You got
Right.
so many balls you're
You're juggling.
juggling.
Oh
Oh, the
gosh.
weight
So
of it.
much.
It's so hard to come
Yeah.
back to that place of just, all right, you be you, I'll be me, and somehow we won't be sandpaper. We'll to each other. We'll just work with each other
Yeah. We're
along the way.
Velcro. I don't know what that means.
I'd hear you,
I don't
but
know.
it sure makes it better to live defensive free
Oh
and
my goodness.
not be all dialed into
In every
everything.
relationship.
Yeah.
To not always be the guy in the room that's in an argument or a debate or thinks it's funny or is always in combat.
The longer we do our line of work, our business,
Yeah.
the more we see human nature. We do see there's a reason people are the way they are.
That's right. There is a reason why people are the way they are.
Yeah.
It's very true.
And there's a deeper issue. So if you're hearing this and you sense this insecurity and you're a bit defensive, why are you that way?
Yeah.
Don't look at somebody else. Please don't look at the other person
Yeah.
and blame them for. Why are you defensive?
And
Check yourself.
check yourself. I think this is one of those podcasts that we need to tell the audience to let's talk about it more. We might need to do a follow-up on this message, on this particular subject, because it is so prevalent in all kinds of relationships.
Mhm.
And if something we've said has only garnered another question that you have
Mhm.
about defensiveness, let us know in the comments and we'll answer it in our next
Yeah.
podcast.
I could tell you, even in our home in the last 3 or 4 days since that message, I have seen how we're all sensitive about it.
Right.
Now we're like, oh, defensive. Well, we're all sensitive about being too defensive.
Sure.
And that's good.
It is very good.
Have the conversation. Keep the dialogue out there. Don't be hard on the other person without being hard on yourself first about why are you so defensive.
Right.
And don't take everything so serious,
And so
Mary.
personally.
Wow.
It's not all an attack.
No. And those that are going to attack you continuously, move away, man.
Yeah.
Come
Right,
on, give them
right.
like we said before, you got the gift of goodbye. Just send them on the road. Don't keep fellowshipping with them. Don't keep hanging with them.
No.
Don't let them in your space and ruin the vibe in your home
That's right.
because they may be critical or they're just mean-spirited.
And that's like a whole nother level.
Golly, God will send people to bless you. The devil will send people to curse you.
Right.
And it's possible, man, that person's out to curse you. So what do? Stay away from them.
Right.
That's it. Set your boundaries. That's important.
Yeah.
So, hey, being defensive should be a sign that as long as there's no abuse, maybe there's some room for improvement in your own life.
Yeah.
Embrace it.
It's a big
Ask God
subject.
to show
Yeah.
it to you.
That's right.
And if it's a problem to your spouse, work it out. Your marriage will thank you for it later. So important.
And all your relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be a better employee. You'll get promoted.
Yeah.
If you are not a defensive employee
Yeah.
and you take correction and you apply truth to get better, you'll just get promotions.
If you can be offended, you
will be offended.
All right. Thanks
like
for
this
joining
one.
us. Yeah. For another episode of The Family Business with the Alessi, Steve and Mary Alessi, talking to you today about how not to be so defensive. Hopefully it encouraged you. Send it to a few friends and maybe they'll stop being so defensive. Take care.
Thanks so much for joining The Family Business today. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow or subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave us a review. We appreciate your support and can't wait to have you join us next time, because family is everybody's business.